guys, so I wanted to kind of give you an insight of what it's like meal prepping, especially right now being on prep. I'm 10 weeks out from my show. So I travel for work, and I do get a lot of questions on, oh, you travel, you fly, how do you do it, what do you do? Especially when I fly, like, what are the rules, what can I do? And I've been flying and traveling with meals now for about a year and a half. And it's just become easy. It's second nature. It's really actually not that hard. It's just time consuming and having enough Tupperware. So I usually do all my meal prepping on Saturday or Sundays, kind of depending on my schedule. So I'll give you an insight on how that goes. So let's get at it. First off, what I'm going to focus on making right now, just get it done and out of the way, is my ground chicken meatloaf. Just kind of noticed that when I tried to do beef, because right now I'm on high fat, I didn't feel as good, so I went back to this. So it's like ground chicken meatloaf. I actually found that on your FitnessPal app that you can input recipes and figure out what your servings are exactly. And that way you can put it in and make sure that you're eating the right amount and that you're hitting whatever your macros might be. And right now, with me being on keto, we have me on macros, but I'm very much I'm a routine person. I don't get creative. I don't have time to get creative. I'm way too busy. I break and train horses in the morning, and then I work, and then I go to the gym, especially when I'm on the road. I don't have time to, and I don't care to. I like routine, and I like plain and simple. So, that's something fun. If you go onto your MyFitnessPal app, the little dots, 3 little dots go over there. You can add in a recipe. You can also even upload recipes from, if you find stuff on Pinterest, which I tried doing that, see if I could make stuff work. Just got to be too much of a hassle. So as far as it goes, if you're traveling for work and you need to take meals with you on a plane, you can take meals with you on a plane as long as they're in liquid sealed containers and no liquids. If you do take salad dressings, obviously everything has to be very minimal, but I haven't taken any salad dressings on to a plane. I've just taken my meals. Make sure that your ice packs are frozen, and I have a 6-pack bag, and they check me every single time. Doesn't matter. So I'm just used to it. I always get pulled aside. They go through, they check my food, so on and so forth. Not a big deal. As far as everything else I put underneath the plane, I put it in a cooler. I put a bunch of ice packs in there. Sometimes if I know it's going to be a long day before I get to a hotel, I'll freeze my meals. So then that way they last a lot longer. Those are just my tips. I've traveled with anywhere from only needing 8 meals to actually last year I traveled with 24 meals. That was fun. Yeah, so it can be done, and that's why I think when I meal prep, everything's simple, it's easy. I eat the same thing every day, and I also believe that my body does better that way because it's consistency, right? We know it works, we know it doesn't. So that's kind of what I do. Everything else is kind of personal preference. So this is really interesting. I usually just measure out this to put it into the meatloaf, just because this helps with the fats. But I decided today that I was gonna weigh it out, and it says that 1 tablespoon is 14 grams, right? It actually weighed out 1 tablespoon is 30 grams. So now I'm realizing the more that I do this, it is extremely important to weigh, because what it might say right here is not true to what that actual serving size is, apparently. So my scale's been used a lot more lately. It is definitely worth investing in. And they're cheap. You can get them at the store for $8. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys what I put into this. Like I said, I'm on keto, so there's a couple of things I did that are a little different. But here I have my chicken. It's ground chicken. It's 95% lean, so obviously I want the higher fat. Arizona grown. So being from a family that we are in the dairy business here, so I support local agriculture as much as I can, whether it's conventional, whatever. I'm not, I don't discriminate between organic and conventional. But I try and support local. So yeah, it says Arizona grown. I'm good for that. And then here I actually have 4 eggs. I have some mayo, like I showed you guys, just again increase the fats. Here, my green onions flavor. Then here, again, increasing those fats, adding a little more protein is gonna be my almond flour, which helps with all of this extra moisture. But then I just add any seasonings I want into there. Anything with flavor, obviously salt. I forgot salt in my last batch. Didn't turn out as good. So I'll just bake it about 350 for 45 minutes to an hour, however long it takes to cook. Depends on the liquid too. And then I let it sit because with that almond flour in there, it's gonna soak up all of that liquid. So then it actually turns out really good. I think I've got about either 1 to 2 grams of carbs. So again, I added this into my Fitness Pal. I put in all the ingredients, found them all, scanned them in, 5 servings, and that's what I do with this just because technically it's 2 servings. So in one with 16 ounces of chicken, it's 5 servings, but I double up. So it's about 1 to 2 grams of carbs. I'm not sure on everything else, but it ends up being like, high fats, high protein. Basically what I need for my prep diet right now. So yeah, that's the first thing, and that'll get cooked. That'll last me 5 days. So 2 pounds of chicken lasts me 5 days. And then we'll get started on everything this afternoon after posing. Okay, so we'll go ahead and finish meal prepping. So I use this for my breakfast since obviously I'm on the road. I'm currently eating 6 eggs a day, so that's why these are easy. I do some bacon, so I actually make a dozen of these, just egg. Then I do a dozen with bacon. I eat 4 without bacon a day and then 2 with bacon. Split them into 3 for a meal. But super easy to take on the road with me. Toss them in the oven. So right now I have the bacon in the oven. I'll go through, I crack these, I put a little bit of oil. It takes 20 to 30 minutes, just kind of depends on your oven. But honestly, it makes it so easy. So I'll actually eat these on the plane, which is nice. So you can take them anywhere. Some people don't like cold stuff. Honestly, once you're on the road long enough, like I am, don't care. But anyway, so I was thinking of some things when you're on the road. I know people have asked me as well. So sometimes you stay in a hotel room that the fridge does not have a freezer on it. And I ran in that a couple of times. And obviously you can't fly with ice packs that are not frozen. And you also still want your food to stay cold. So you can actually go down to the desk, and I haven't ran into a hotel that won't accommodate me, but I've asked them if they can put it in their freezer in their employee break room, and they do. So it's super helpful. So another thing, the reason why I make my food a lot this way, basically that I can eat with my hands or quickly on the go and it's not messy and it's not fancy, is because I have a lot of windshield time. So like my car's a year old and has 34,000 miles on it already. That doesn't include the fact that I spend at least 1 week every month in New Mexico driving. So I get a lot of windshield time. So it's easier if I have something that's just quick to eat. I can use it with my hands. So I don't get crazy with it. I also don't have a ton of time. And also the more creative that you get, the larger that budget becomes when you go to the grocery store. So I'm plain and simple. With posing today, everything went great. My coach likes the way that my body looks. We're still growing. We're 10 weeks out. The only thing we're gonna do this week is we're gonna mess with my sodium. So I'm gonna sodium load. That'll be fun. And I used only iodized sea salt because of table salt not having iodine in it, which is necessary for the support of your thyroid. So I always make sure if I buy salt at the store, it's iodized sea salt. But anyway, so I had to go and pick up this trophy that my coach asked me to lend him. I forgot that I had these when I moved, so that's my overall trophy. from my very, very first show. And I don't know, I was super motivated when I pulled it out. I was like, I forgot I had these. So I'm kind of pumped to see how this year turns out. So yeah, traveling and eating, it's not hard, guys. Really not hard. If you have questions that you want to ask me, feel free. Shoot them on here. If you have me on Instagram, shoot them to me on Instagram. And I will do my best. Like I said, I travel. It's really not that hard to travel and eat healthy. Especially, you can prep all this stuff, take it on the plane with you or put it under the plane. Nothing fancy. It can be done and it's cheap. It just takes a little bit of time. That's it.
Feel it happening out in my control. Pushing, pulling, and it's grabbing me. Feel it in my bones like
Alright, so now I'm basically finished up for the day. I'm going to show you guys what my typical food looks like since I am on the road, so it's kind of quick, easy, simple. You guys may look at it and go, oh, that doesn't look appetizing. It's still good, but I don't care. I'm eating for a reason. So here I have my little muffins that I talked about. So I have just 2 egg ones, one with bacon. Same thing here. So I'll do breakfast and then about 2 to 3 hours later, a second one. And then I will have my Dymatize ISO 100 with a serving of my peanut butter. So I love this peanut butter because it's only peanuts and salt, nothing else. And then my awesome chicken meatloaf, followed by, okay, ignore the fact that there's no broccoli in this. I went to the grocery store and they were sold out. So I'm gonna have to get some in the morning before I head out. But I have that, and then another shake before I go to bed. So 6 meals, everything 2 to 3 hours apart. Super quick, easy. I can eat it on the go, and I space all these. I have these in order for a reason. My workout usually falls in between these two, just the way my body works, so it works best. But that is what I have found that works best for being on the road. Nothing crazy, like I said, nothing inventive. Actually, with peanut butter, I usually use the Wild Friends packets, which are awesome, but I forgot to pick them up. Anyways, because those are just like a serving, and sadly, I'm gonna have to guess on this for this week, but it's peanut butter. I'm not gonna complain. So yeah, that is meal prep for me. So I forgot one thing. Almonds. I also have 2.2 ounces of almonds each day. I just kind of throw those in wherever I see fit, usually somewhere around a workout and whatnot. But anyways, those as well. And if you guys have any more questions for me, curious about traveling, because I'm on the road every other week, and so I'm staying in a hotel every other week. Every week I spend about 2 to 3 days with windshield time, so it's a lot of time behind the wheel. But if you guys have any questions for me, curious about prep, about doing it on vacation, any questions actually at all, feel free to reach out to me, throw them my way, and I will cover them another time. Thanks, and I hope you guys all have a fantastic week. Go crush it.
feeling when you're just about to kill it. Take your last shot, you know you're gonna hit it. Something's in the air, something's in the air. Whoa.